Hello guys, today I'm going to take you through the process of catching white ants in an African village. This particular type of white ants is harvested very early in the morning at around 3 a.m. As you can see, your biggest threat to catching these ants are the termites. I know there are questions about the viability of picking white ants one by one, but that's not how it always is. It's just that it is the start of the season, so the white ants are not many. By this point, I was very tired. My fingers had been beaten bloody. Anyway, let's go to the next season. So in the next part, we are going to fry them, but you do not want to dry them. You're just killing them off so that you can sun dry the white ants. This makes it easier to remove the wings. Yeah, that's why we are doing this. Oh, on another note, we do not use a lot of heat. This is medium heat, just to kill the ants, not to burn them, not to cook them. You just want them to die because you can't sun dry them when they're alive. They will move, they'll walk away from the tree. So you kill them, then you put them out to dry to make it easier to remove the wings because you do not eat the wings. Anyway, this is a very tedious part of making this particular snack. Sometimes I wonder, like, what happened to my ancestors that woke up and they were like, you know what? You wake up late in the night, catch these ants, kill them, sun dry them, again roast them a second time, and now you have a snack. Mind you, it is a very small snack. These ants are not many. It's rare to catch many. So yeah, you just go, you harvest maybe a tiny bucket, a tiny cup. Mind you, these white ants have a big family. We are a family of 10. But what can you do? So anyways, we are talking about this. Let's talk about other funny snacks that Ugandans eat that we actually enjoy. Apart from white ants are not the only insect that we eat. We also have grasshoppers, and grasshopper season is actually more wild than even the white ant season. You see, white ants, these ones are easily harvested by those in villages, and there are not many. So those in towns will get, but not as much. But when it comes to grasshoppers, you guys have never seen the grasshopper craze in Uganda. You should try. Just type it in grasshopper season, or you type in Nsenene season in Uganda, and then you'll see madness, like absolute madness. But by the way, grasshoppers are tasty, yes, very tasty. Even white ants are tasty, very tasty, and they are rich in proteins, very rich in proteins. These things are fatty, like, but very healthy for you. Eh? I know someone is going to be wondering, what? I can't eat insects. But you see, the same way you eat shrimp and you do not flinch or feel a certain way, that's how we feel. Like it is something we grew up eating. We don't have any problems with it. Oh, and it's a bit ironic that most Ugandans feel queasy when they think about the ordinary Uganda will feel queasy when you tell them about seafood, shrimp, lobster, blah blah blah. We're a landlocked country. So our ancestors never ate any of that. So there was some way you find this queasy, a bit disgusting. That is the same way we feel about seafood because well we never ate that. This is what my ancestors ate, and for us this is normal. Very normal. Very normal. But anyway, let's move on. So this part you're going to gently rub them. You do not rub them like you do not cause too much friction. Just lightly rub so that you can remove the wings. That was the whole point of sun drying them, to remove the wings because you do not eat the wings. The wings are a bit tough, not flavorful, not tasty. So yeah, we throw those ones away. Now I'm going on to this tedious part of winnowing, like you winnow like that, and then the wind helps you to remove the wings. You're going to see the wings going off. This takes a long while. I think I sat in that place for like a good 40 minutes, if not an hour, to remove those wings. Now, once you remove these wings, you'll notice that it was actually a very small snack, even though when the ants are in a bucket, you will think you've caught quite a good catch, but it's not. This is just a snack for satisfying your cravings. Let me remind you. You know when you have that crayfish season, crayfish, and you're like, it is the season, but like, you will not catch too many. It is just something you catch and you're like, I caught. The same way you would feel if you caught maybe something you've been craving, but like it's not enough. It's not something you sit down and eat and you're like, I'll skip meals because I ate this. You can't. Yeah. So anyway, this takes a while. This is a labor of passion. If you're not greedy, you'll give up. So yeah, you're going to do this. As you can see, you do it multiple times to remove those wings. Because if you don't remove them, if you do the final frying, the wings will stay attached to the snack. Now it's not tasty with the wings on. So yeah, that is the stage we are on. Anyway, the next stages do not need me to explain. So let me tell you some funny shenanigans that happened during this season. So you see those neighbors that you've been getting along with during white ant season, someone will come to your house, to your light bulb, because these white ants are attracted to light bulbs. And then they'll start silently catching white ants using your light bulb, by the way. And then they'll refuse to wake you up because they do not want competition. So when we were younger, we had a neighbor that was notorious for doing this. So she was at the bulbs, she was catching. She, she caught a whole sack of white ants and hid them in her kitchen. Then she continued catching. So later, after like 2 hours of her catching, like actively catching, remember these ants, you catch them between 2 a.m. to around 6 a.m. So after catching a good portion, she wakes us up. And guess what? So my mom decides to go to the kitchen to get a container. My mom lands on the white ants. She carries the sack into our house, and keeps quiet. Remember, this woman had told us she told us she had just arrived. So my mom goes there, finds them. Also, she carries them, puts them in the house, and she's like, okay, let's find out. Like, let's see what she's going to do. And guess what? She didn't say anything. She kept quiet. We also kept quiet. And that's how we got a good harvest. That's what happens when you're selfish. Because why are you coming to my house using a light that I pay the bill for to catch white ants and then not waking me up? Which kind of selfishness is that? But anyway, but that was not the end of that lady. That was not the end. Anyway, we are going to wash the white ants. Then after washing them cleanly, like you wash them twice, using plenty of water. You wash them twice to remove any soil particles, dust, dirt, whatever. You wash them twice. Then you put them in a saucepan, place it over medium heat and roast them again. You're now going to drain the other water that you used to wash. Some might stick to the white ants and make them wet. So you're going to fry until when they are slightly crunchy. The texture that you're seeing here. You know, when you press it, it's oil that comes out instead of water. That's when you know that they are ready. After cooking them like that, you can keep them for a whole year. No preservative.